Hey everybody, welcome to the GMG review. Today we're taking a look at Forgeworld's resin Primarch, Corvus Corax. After painting, I don't know, 80-something infantry for my Raven Guard, I figured it was time to treat myself, and so I spent my own monies on a Primarch from Forgeworld. I've never actually bought a Forgeworld model that wasn't a tank that's this big, and I'm kind of pumped to crack it open, so I figured I would take the plastic off and check it out with you guys so you can see what you're getting into when you buy one of these big, cool character models for Horus Heresy and see if it lives up to the hype. I did a little review of the Silecast from Infinity for the tags last week, so I figured this week I'd do something from the big boys and see how it stands up. So let's take a look and crack it open, take the plastic off, and see what's inside. All right, so here it is, still in the shrink wrap, my Horus Heresy Corvus Corax. Let's see how it looks. I do think that one of the things that's nice that Games Workshop does is when you're paying for a premium model, it comes in very nice packaging. I do think that like the silver inlay in the box for this is pretty cool. This is like befitting of a Primarch. And let's see how it's actually packed. Oh, cool. So you get a little sleeve with some assembly instructions. What do we got? Left wing, side engines, right wing, backpack intakes, holstered pistol, Raven skull. Like, I don't understand this is an assembly. This is just, oh, there we go. Assembly pieces, how it actually goes together. Little color thing. This is not a toy. Any advice on, oh, there we go. Attach the scenic base column to the 40mm plastic base. The scenic base main then attaches to the 60mm base. Okay, so instructions basically on how to make the scenic bits come off when you're all said and done, which is nice because obviously if you want to use it as a gaming piece, you want it on a 40mm, and if you want to use it as a display, you might want to use the big extra pieces that come with it. Let's have a look at the actual cast. That was nice. So in two little clamshells, it looks like he's going to be coming. Put that right there. And let's open this one first. So a little rattly. And taped shut so it didn't get loose in the box, which is nice. Bit of flashing in there. Let's have a look at the cast itself. All right, well, there's the hands. So like a teeny bit of flashing on the inside. Looks like it's gonna need a little toothbrush scrub to get everything off of it, but it's not too bad. Doesn't look like there's any shifts or mold line vents that aren't supposed to be there on this one. Well, so far, piece number 9 looks pretty good. Jump pack vents, also in good shape, no shifting. The big tell here is if the interior of that little turbine is okay, and it is. Hold that back so I should be in focus. The inside of the turbine looks fine. That's where I'm always afraid there's gonna be a left-right shift because that turbine would be totally screwed otherwise. Same with here. No visible mold lines on the body. The vents aren't too bad. Again, a little bit of flashing in there. That'll kind of need to come off. I'll probably just use a brush for it later on. And there's a little bit of mold flashing in there too, but nothing too bad. This looks like the top plates of his backpack. His pistol sidearm. His other like Archaeotech pistol right there. Trying to get this to stay on camera. I have to figure out where my hands need to be when I'm looking at the miniature, not everybody else. Yeah, that's a Night Lord, I think, in Mark III. And then chunk of wall. Looks fine for the base. All right, here's the real test. One of the pinions. How's that looking? Ooh, it's not great. There's a lot of individual flashing. So now the thing with this is a really thin piece of resin. I would normally say go with this with clippers, but I would, it's not too bad. I'd be very hesitant if it was a brittle resin to clip this because you might shatter everything. I'd probably even just go in with a scalpel on like a green cutting mat and just slice those out instead, not to put pressure on it. The mold itself is fine. It just has these vents in between the wings, and I think it's intentional actually to keep them from breaking off in transit, it looks like. So I'm gonna leave those on until I actually build it. His arms look fine. Casting details good, no mold lines, no shifts. The quality control seems really good. There isn't anything that seems to have slipped by that would make me have to like fill something or gap something. There's his head. And a little Mark III backpack for that Night Lord. I don't know, seeing the head now, maybe it's the paint job. I've never actually liked the head on this miniature that much, but seeing it in person, it's actually pretty great. It's actually a really great head. Maybe it's just the paint job I don't love. There's something about the head on this Primarch that I'm not a super huge fan of, but looking at it now, I'm like, this guy looks fine. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm seeing it in profile too. All right, well, there's box 1. Everything seems okay. Let's look at box 2. My one fear is there's not another wing in here. So if there's a wing missing, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be super pissed. Come on, open up. We got base number 2. So there's the big base pieces that the 40 mil slides into. And they look all right. Again, a little bit of flashing and piping in there. A little bit of flashing on that as well. Pipes look good. Base looks fine. Yeah, that's the base you actually attached to. And oh God, nope. He's missing his wing. He's missing his wing piece. Fantastic. Well, he's missing, I don't know what number piece that's gonna be. Oh no, it's not. Oh, false alarm. It was stuck inside the how to build resin model kits thing. Thank God. Oh my God, this would have been such a different video all of a sudden if I hadn't found that. It was in between 2 pages on this. Woo! Woo! Deep sigh. All right, everything's fine. Back to it. This one's basically the same as the other one. There's a bit of flashing on it. And the vents aren't great. Like you can see, there's even on the base plate here, there's a bit of flashing. And the vents are okay. So I just need to clean that one really carefully because they're spindly. And this last base piece looks fine too. No shifts or anything like that. And he's got his 2 big bases. I'm probably just going to build the 40 mil version to start off with so I can get them on the table, and I'll worry about the display base later. And then it's just this arm frame, which also looks fine. Retractable claws look okay. Yeah, it's nice and clean. Cast is good, with the exception of some minor silvering, which is just that like teeny bit of like resin that's leaked basically out of the mold when it gets pressed. Everything looks pretty good. Not absolutely perfect, but definitely there won't be anything I have to clean or fill. Well, sorry, not clean. There won't be anything I have to fill or any gaps that have to be done. And I was worried about that on these claws as well because they're fairly spindly. They're not perfectly straight, but they're not terrible. They're like 99% straight for something that thinly. It's just this middle one right here. Actually, I can just hot wire that if I need to. All right, job's a good one. Wow. Apart from that nerve-wracking moment where I couldn't find that wing, everything seems to be up, ship-shape, and on board. So, and what's this last thing that we come with? Oh, that's handy. A guide to building resin model kits. So how to deal with doing resin. To get best results from a Forgeworld miniature, some more advanced modeling skills and tools may be required. Certain products may not be recommended for people under the age of 15. Oh, do these even exist anymore? These I don't even know you can buy these anymore. Or these paints, that's funny. Those are the weathering pigment? No, some of the airbrush paints from Forgeworld and the weathering powders and stuff. I don't even know if these books exist anymore. There's an ad for them. Same with these tools. I don't even know if these tools are like that's so funny. Is that my old modeling knife? I think it is. I think it's my ancient Citadel hobby knife. Did I bring it over here? I brought over, no I didn't bring it over. That's a really old hobby knife. I think I still have one. This hobby knife hasn't been for sale in forever. Hang on. I gotta still actually have one, hang on. This makes me so happy. Yeah, that's an ancient Citadel hobby knife. I love that that's in that picture. That makes me so unreasonably happy. And tweezers and sculpting tools and dental tools and stuff too. And the old GW super glues. I love this picture being in here. Oh, razor saw and piercing saw. Just things you might need to get that don't exist anymore. Shims. That's what they're called, shims. Shims are used to allow resin to flow through a mold without completely filling a gap and are very common. That's what that silvering is right there. I knew it had a name, I couldn't remember what it was. But yeah, no mold lines, a few shims, and then the casting gates, of course, are always going to be present and stuff like that. But it looks like it's a good one. I like that's in there actually, because if you were buying one of these and you just spent like 150 bucks on a Primarch, and it was covering that stuff, and there wasn't like an explanation of what it is and why it's there, you might feel like there was something wrong with it if it was your first time working with resin. But the fact that that's in there, I think is an important little tip. It's things like cleaning, washing the resin, and then like, hey, occasionally you might have to fill things with Liquid Putty. And if you need to warp parts and repositioning, how to use hot water. That's handy. I like that that's in there. That might be the most useful thing in here if you've never done a resin kit before. That really useful advice on how to work with resin kits and stuff. So, well, I'm gonna get them painted, and you'll get to see them painted next week on the paint table. And yeah, and I feel like I'm excited to have this 440-ish point Primarch ready to rock and roll. I've never painted a Primarch before. I've also never painted a non-vehicle Forgeworld model, I don't think. I'm trying to think if I did any of the Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Oh no, I have. I've painted Rhinox Cavalry. That's how far back it is since I've painted like a monster miniature from Forgeworld. I painted the Rhinox Cavalry for 6th or 7th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battle. Would be the last time I painted something that wasn't, maybe there wasn't like infantry, like all my infantry for my my Alpha Legion and stuff like that. Like I count Space Marines as vehicles, so this is gonna be a bigger piece, and I'm kind of pumped to paint it. So there you go, a look at the Corvus Corax Primarch model from Forgeworld and what comes inside one of these boxes. There you go, another GMG review and a look at Corvus Corax from the Warhammer the Horus Heresy series from Forgeworld, who will soon be showing up in my Raven Guard army and of course in my Horus Heresy games. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more GMG reviews. Till then, I'm Ash. Have a good day. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look to the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Deathray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.